Date, time, and temperature. Saturday, July 1st, 9:40 a.m. at 68 degrees. I guess you could technically say this is July 4th weekend. It's the weekend going into July 4th. July 4th being Tuesday. A lot of people took Monday off of work. Tuesday being a holiday. July 4th makes me think of summer. It makes me think of summer blockbuster movies. Which brings me to Indiana Jones and his most recent movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. What'd you guys think about it? I went opening night this past Thursday. I loved it, but I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. Speaking of big summer blockbuster movies, I believe Jaws in 1975 was officially the first big summer blockbuster movie. Jaws being my favorite movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, my second favorite movie of all time. Jaws makes me think of July 4th weekend as well. The beaches will be open. We're going to be talking a lot about pop culture today, because once again, we are heading to another pop culture convention. Today's detour brings us back to Boxboro, Massachusetts, more specifically, the Boxboro Regency Hotel and Convention Center. You and I are here for the Northeast Comic-Con and Collectibles Extravaganza Summer Edition 2023. So this is always a good time. You never know what you're going to find here at the Northeast Collectibles Extravaganza. I like coming here to find stuff that I had as a kid, like action figures, toys, all that kind of stuff that were thrown away over the years or somehow just misplaced and I no longer have. I'm like Indiana Jones. I like to collect artifacts from my past. And this is a great convention to do so. There's also going to be a couple celebrities here and celebrity cars from famous television shows. I always enjoy coming to this convention. My friend Gary runs the show, so thank you, Gary, for putting me on the guest list each and every time. Here's a couple other shows that Gary is producing coming here to the Boxboro Regency in the next few months.
You kids want to rock and roll?
There's Gary right there.
I didn't hear the people in the back. Wait, no, what's the front? Rock and roll?
Ain't staying home, ain't staying slow. Old folks say, poor little fool. Down the street, I'm the girl next step by. Oh, the box you've been waiting for. Hello, Dad. Hello, Bob. I'm your give it up there. Hello, world. I'm your boy. I'm your
I love that the balconies in this hotel overlook the indoor pool, which overlooks the atrium where this live band's playing. Imagine if you were just staying at this convention center and hotel on business, and then you arrive here and there's like this crazy Comic-Con going on. Not only is this a Collectibles Extravaganza, it's also a music convention. Today happens to be Aerosmith History Day. There's some Aerosmith gold records and some tour merch. Check out those classic jackets, nice. Also a ton of classic Aerosmith tour t-shirts as well. I definitely got to talk about this copywritten Aerosmith music, but this is an awesome room. A collection of Aerosmith posters out here as well. That is a sick Toys in the Attic tapestry. They got some backstage passes out here as well.
You can have that, sir.
Old news clipping. Got some albums over here from the Joe Perry Project. Got some Aerosmith Frisbees. Yeah, they got the gold records, the silver records. They got the patches and backstage passes. This is a really cool exhibit. Oh, ticket stubs. Aerosmith Bruins jersey. Nice. All right, we just entered the convention floor. See what kind of cool artifacts we can find. How's that for artifacts? Check out these original Kiss action figures. I gotta talk over this copywritten Monkeys music. I love Mickey Dolenz. In fact, he's out here. Blazing Saddles on VHS. There we go. We just can't escape Harrison Ford today, can we? Oh, now this is cool. Check this out. If you're a younger viewer, you probably don't know what anything on this table is. I know about this reel-to-reel machine because I was once a radio disc jockey. Back in college, we used the reel-to-reel machine to record phone calls to play back on the air. I still have a turntable at my house, so I can still listen to those old school LPs, and I'm pretty sure my parents had this exact same stereo system when when I was growing up back in the 70s and 80s. Oh man, when's the last time you seen an 8-track machine? Look at that collection of 8-tracks. That's good for a road trip right there. I still have this Darth Vader carrying case for the Kenner Star Wars action figures. Seen some original old school Star Wars action figures. It's funny though, they won't show you the price of Luke Skywalker right here. The price is at his foot, where you can't see how much Luke Skywalker is off card, but here at the convention. You see that Darth Vader action figure in the background of every outro of every detour. I still have my original Darth Vader action figure, that tall one, in my pop culture bar room. They got the Mego figures out here as well. This is a table of pop culture overload. I don't even know what to focus on. There is so much goodness out here at this table, from, of course, the Godzillas down there, and of, you know, Dino and Barney Rubble, of course, Fred Flintstone. I'm pretty sure that's Andre the Giant from the $6 Million Man when he was Bigfoot. Wait. Is that Sonny Bono right next to Bigfoot? Deborah Harry from Blondie, one of my first 2 crushes, the other being Olivia Newton-John from Grease. That's gotta be vintage. Check out that Walt Disney Pirates of the Caribbean, what's this, a play set? They got a ton more vintage Pirates of the Caribbean play sets over here as well. I don't think I've ever seen this before at a convention. Pee Wee Herman. Whoa, James Bond action figures. I don't know what's more awesome, that Pee Wee Herman action figure or these James Bond action figures from my favorite James Bond movie, Thunderball. Of course, we got Domino and Largo. I do have a classy Freddie Blassie action figure and a George Animal Steel action figure. I do not have a Mr. Fuji, and that thing is going home with me today. I got the JYD and Captain Lou as well. I just asked that Mr. Fuji figure is $60. He said the cane alone cost $40. And everybody lost the cane. I never had Mr. Fuji. Is he worth $60 though? I don't think so. Planet of the Apes, one of my favorite film franchises. Whoa, check it out, it's Mayor McCheese. Captain Crook, I believe he represents the fillet of fish at McDonald's. Got the Hamburglar too, Rubble Rubble. Whoa, this video just became not safe for work. Are those Barbies? What's your favorite kind of ghost? A friendly ghost or an evil ghost? If the t-shirt don't fit, you must have quit. When have you ever seen Fonzie and Norm from Cheers in the same place? I still have my Jabba the Hutt play set, which is right up there. Except Jabba's missing an arm. I feel like I need that Lando glass. I have both of these figures, JYD and Andre the Giant. These are on cards, but they're not under plastic. Look at this old school plastic horror mask. TV Comics mask with costume. $257 was the retail price. I'm sure this is about, well, over $100 right now. A few years ago, I took you to the Pez Museum in Connecticut. I'm a big Pez fan. These are definitely some vintage Pez dispensers. I'm looking at Captain Hook, Scrooge McDuck. I'm into the old stuff, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were definitely a part of my life in the 1990s. This is obviously newer, but it still looks pretty badass. The question is, if you can only buy one VHS tape from this vendor, which tape are you buying? Beetlejuice, Boys in the Hood, Ernest Scared Stupid, Die Hard, or Back to the Future? I think I'm going Die Hard. Fittingly, they're playing the song that they played during the Enchantment Under the Sea dance in Back to the Future as we look upon this DeLorean time machine. The flux capacitor is fluxing. This DeLorean is signed by, looks like all the cast members of Back to the Future. That's pretty cool. Since this is a music con, they got a wide variety of different LPs to buy out here. Ooh, Ashford and Simpson. Didn't they sing Solid Like a Rock? Well, that's pretty awesome. That Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Silver Born in the USA album. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees is here today. Mickey Dolenz is out here today. Check out these, I think these are Japanese Monkees albums. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a small version of the big version right over there. This is not an ordinary GTO. This is the Monkees Mobile made famous in the, of course, the Monkees television show.
One of my questions was, what does it feel to be like a monkey or an ex-monkey all your life? And he just looked at me and said, compared to what?
That's Peter.
So I would ask you the same thing. What would your answer be to that?
Well, I would say number one, I feel blessed, blessed to have been part of it, and I thank the producers, and I have thanked them. I did thank them when they were alive. Thank them for casting me in the show. It's been a hell of a ride, and it's had its ups and downs. But it was not the only thing that, in my case, it was not the only thing in my life. But on the whole, I just feel blessed. You know, it brought me here today. Let's face it. And very proud of that television show. Very proud of the show, and very proud of the music that I sang and the songs and the ones that I, wrote and played on. And, we never owned the name. We never owned the music. We never owned the logo. We never got a cent from the merchandise. We got nothing. That was the original contract. No residuals for the show. But that was typical in 1966 for everybody.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and the homecoming queen?
Check out that Flintstones backyard inflatable pool set. I'm not gonna lie, if they had a Macho Man Randy Savage figure right here, I would pick it up. I never had one from this era. Complete trading card sets. I'm looking at 1989 Batman. I'm looking at Alf the TV show, Batman Returns. I've never seen these before. Masters of the Universe, based He-Man action figures of WWE superstars. Seeing Bret the Hitman Hart, Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter, the JYD Junkyard Dog. What's your favorite Fonzie saying? Ayy, or sit on it. You don't want to give a gremlin any sugar after midnight. That's a deep cut. If you know, you know. Check out that Get Smart lunchbox. I'm a big fan of Get Smart and Don Adams. Kind of like an American version of James Bond, if you will. Remember watching that show at Nick at Night? Well, back in the mid-'80s, late 80s. I don't know, that show's from the 60s. When my parents first got our VCR in 1984 or so, my dad had a box of different videotapes that he got from a coworker, and this one right here was in that box. And this, my friends, introduced me to horror movies. Around that same time, I viewed Friday the 13th Part 3 for my very first time. That's pretty cool. Looks like a little small version of a VHS tape of Pete's Dragon. I love Pete's Dragon. That's a deep cut. Eddie Munster himself, Butch Patrick from the Munsters. Got a couple cars over here from the Munsters TV show. This vehicle over here, the door is signed by Fred Gwynn, who of course played Herman Munster on the Munsters. This is the most disturbing version of Herman Munster I've ever seen. But I'll take any version of Herman Munster. Hey Sam. Hey, yeah. It is not a tumor. I'll be back. Got some more classic LGN WWF action figures. I have all of these figures here, except I don't have Ted Arcidi and I don't have Hercules Hernandez. Do I need to add them to the collection today? Here's some more over here. I'm looking at Jesse the Body Ventura, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik. He just passed away this year. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Hulk Hogan, brother. And of course, Corporal Kirshner. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I had your figure too. Not only did I have all those wrestling action figures in that bin right there, but I also have this WWF wrestling ring as well. That thing is definitely old and I'm unfamiliar with it. The Poppity Corn Popper. Check out this 7-Up soda dispenser. I showed you my original 1981 Indiana Jones at the beginning of this video. Here is the German mechanic and a couple of the Marketplace swordsmen without any kind of rub. There's an Indiana Jones figure too, but it's definitely not like the same clothing you wore in the original Raiders of the Lost Ark action figure line. Is that from Temple of Doom? Wow, those are taller figures. Like right there, that's an Indiana Jones from the Temple of Doom action figure line. I still have him too. I kind of think I need this Frankenstein action figure. So right after I was talking about this Frankenstein figure, another guy came up and asked about him. They want $30 for Frankenstein. I'm not spending $30 for that. I remember back in the 80s going to my local pharmacy and purchasing all of these Smurf action figures. I was a big Smurfs fan back in the 80s. Had all the action figures. Sadly, I only have one left back at my house. I don't know where all my Smurfs went over the years. I wasn't into the Care Bears. My sister was, though, and I remember these things. Oh, I know my sister definitely had these My Pretty Ponies as well. My sister also had the Cabbage Patch Kids. Nice. Remember those old metal TV dinner trays? I remember I had a bunch. Never had this Hulk one, though. That's pretty cool. I never had that Hulk mask, but I definitely had that electronic football. Return of the Jedi lunchbox. Whoa, what's up with this mask vodka drip? I definitely don't remember those things. The Blade Runner Matchbox cars? The Ghostbusters out here representing, but I don't see any Dan Aykroyd. I 100% had that Empire Strikes Back lunchbox as a kid, and it was awesome. Whoa, 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 whoa. How much for this? Are you kidding me? $99? It is kind of jawsome, though. Sorry to call you out, Dad, but I remember Dad having a Playboy Playmate puzzle. I remember seeing that growing up as a kid. I didn't have these two particular movies, but I remember watching a bunch of Disney movies on the home projector back in the day. That was probably like late 70s. You know, I gotta show that Godzilla and all those pop culture videos. Sweep the leg.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. Turn up the radio and let's dance away to the dinosaur rock. We're making lots of money and we like it. Dinosaur, dinosaur rock. It's the same old sound. It's the same old sound. Dinosaur, dinosaur rock. Dinosaur, dinosaur rock. Dinosaur, dinosaur rock. Dinosaur rock. Yeah, dinosaur rock.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for me today here at the Northeast Comic-Con / Collectibles Extravaganza / Music Con. It was a fun day. We saw a bunch of vintage stuff. We heard a bunch of live music. Fun day all around. I got to give a big thank you and a shout out to those Patreon members that help support Detours by donating monthly to my Patreon page. Big shout out to Karen O'Reilly, Marshall Brown, Peter Dragalos, Dane Lavender, Steve Davis, C. Marie, David Goldman, Matthew Harton, Vicente, Megan Milliman, Francis Arpea, Stephen Brady, Emilio Flores, Danielle Benedenti, Jeff Knutson, John Bryson, Ron Crocker, Easy Eddie Z, Vesper and Ollie Anderson, Joel Riendo, James Schimmelman, Tenacious Day, Kansas Girl Abroad, Runty and Mr. Beanie, Sandra Mialos, Joe and Stacy, Steve White, and Poochie D. Thank you guys for enjoying my videos so much that you want to help support the channel financially by donating monthly to my Patreon page. I love you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying the content. And of course, cheers, my friends. Well, that's going to be it for my coverage of the Northeast Comic-Con and Collectibles Extravaganza / Music Con Summer Edition 2023. That was a mouthful. Gary, you picked a long title for your convention, man. But what a fun convention it was. Time traveling, going back down memory lane, checking out all the artifacts, all the toys that I used to own as a child, which somehow were thrown away between me being a kid and me nearly 50 years old. What a great day. If you enjoyed my convention coverage, I invite you to check out my pop culture and horror convention playlist here on my YouTube channel. I think you guys will dig it. You know what to do next. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It helps more people see the video. Leave a comment down below. I always answer all the comments. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing to Detours. Click that red subscribe button. And while you're clicking away, click that small bell. It'll give you instant notification every single time I upload a brand new Detour. Check me out on social media. I'm on Instagram at Derek Millen, DerekMillen. And I've also got a Facebook group, Derek Millen's Detours. And as always, I'll catch you on the next Detour.